I'll try and keep this quick. Coming up to 5:30, Thursday, the 22nd of March. It's spring, although you wouldn't be able to tell. Okay, and not just that, I guess it could be 5:30 in the morning, maybe noon, it doesn't matter. You wouldn't be able to tell, would you? That's another thing as well. This is the lowest I've ever seen the tide. Look at that. And I've been here a long time now. It's right down almost to the bottom there. The pontoon's all the way down. Alright, and you can even see the mud being kicked up. I've never seen that before, ever. Here, never seen it that low. And you can see the shore. I've never seen it that low, never. I've never seen sand exposed there, never. It's always been at the bottom of those rocks there. Okay. What more is there to say? It's the, you know, I mean, the evil geoengineers, the evil scum, and the people, their paymasters, all the people who call themselves elites, but they're not there. They are just filth, demonic filth, servants of Satan, agents of Satan too. They just get away with this because they've seemed to have got the masses. I don't know. Maybe the masses themselves are either satanically possessed or oppressed, or maybe it's simply the delusion. Says and talks about in the Bible, which God will send to all the people who don't believe in Him, that He's our Creator and all that. You know, could be that. I can't tell, but what I can tell you is it's fucked up, and they're getting away with it. So this will be spring. This will be summer too. Ridiculous how the scumbag, especially, you know, the Met Office, the worst ones, the worst offenders, are calling this. They called it a heat wave. A heat wave this week from the Azores. Yeah, so much for that. How can any heat wave arrive when it's effectively blockaded with smog, probably even thicker out at sea, and without the sun reaching the ground? It'll never warm up. And you can just forget about spring. You can forget about the plants awakening again and springing to life. That won't happen. Okay. And what did the weather forecast for the weekend now? Its temperatures will plummet, and it will be raining non-stop. That's the forecast for the weekend. All right. Temperatures plummet when it should be spring. Well, allegedly should be spring. Like I say, it would pretty much always be spring. It was spring all the way around, with only a short period where the hours of the day is short, and of course it'll be a little bit colder. But nope, you got all these bastards who they love it. They love receiving the gifts of Satan. They think this is great. This is wonderful. They hate God. That's why they mutilate their foreskins. And it's not just the kikes who do that. Well, I guess you could say anyone who does that's a kike, you know. Right. Apart from the ones who've said they hate their parents for getting them circumcised when they were a baby, I guess. I don't know. Apparently you can restore your foreskin. But who knows? I guess that would make. I guess if you restore your foreskin, would that make you a non-practicing kike? I don't know how that works out. There you go. This is utterly ridiculous. And call them what they are. They are monsters. Evil fucking scum. They're not protecting us from anything. Whatever bullshit they will spin, which they will have to at some point, because this is ridiculous now. You know, when this is finally, it'll be accepted by the masses at some point, but they'll think it's for their benefit, which it isn't. I've made that fault of trying to look for the benefit in all this, and I can't see any. It's all bullshit. I think all the stories they've spun, you know, and they've spun quite a lot. There's a multitude of them, because that's what they do, isn't it? They spin 5, 10 stories of why poisoning us is to our benefit and blocking out the sun. And maybe 1 or 2 of them might stick, and then eventually they'll go with that as the official story. You see that? See how that works? That's what it really is. Okay, that's an extremely low tide. That's amazing. Maybe if one of these bigger ships try to come in, it might scrape the bottom. You know, huh? Well, they wouldn't come in at low tide anyway, would they? Okay, so they're getting away with it. Yeah, okay, I'll leave it there. There's nothing else to say. I hope God saves us, and I'm willing, if Jesus and the angels, who are surely around us but we can't see them, if you could relay that to our Heavenly Father, our Creator, that I will do anything you ask of me, anything, okay, for God to rule on earth as he does in heaven, and to triumph over the monsters. And that's it. All glory needs to go to God, and instead of these monsters who are literally now summoning these monsters. You know, these fucking CERN. They're summoning these. They call them the old gods. What will that be? It's going to be the fallen angels who lost their bodies, along with their Nephilim demonic army. That's what it will be. Okay. So we really, well, it's foretold apparently, but whatever. They're still trying, aren't they? And they think they've won, just like the last time, wasn't it? When a Tower of Babel and all that, and they fought I guess the Nephilim armies and fallen angels. They thought they were going to storm the throne of God and kill God and win, but they didn't win, did they? They lost. And right now, all their human collaborators, these utter scum, right? These faggots, right? And these whatever the fuck they are. They think, yep, we've won. Okay, it's not going to go that way, I promise you. It's going to be straight to hell, and you'll be rogered up the arse by these monsters you worship and call God, who are not. They are monsters. Alright, that's it.